This president is very, very straightforward and simple. He knows there are two basic steps here. One step is you must take back the streets. And you take back the streets by more cops,
police beating of Rodney King,
more prisons.
The penalty for possession of 5 grams of crack cocaine, the drug used and sold by many young blacks, is 5 years in prison.
I hope this crime bill, when it passes, the Biden-Hatch crime bill, as it becomes law, God willing, I hope that we will have ended, once and for all, this notion that is a hangover from the 60s, that somehow Democrats are weak on crime.
The penalty for possession of 5 grams of powdered cocaine, the drug favored by the white middle class, is probation.
The consensus is A, we must take back the streets.
We have finally gotten more police officers on the street. That was one of the goals that the president had when he pushed the crime bill that was passed in 1994.
It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society.
They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel.
The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. They must be taken off the street.
The law increased funding to hire 100,000 new police officers nationwide, provided incentives to build more state prisons, included the Violence Against Women Act, and mandated life sentences for 3 strikes. That had a profound impact on Edward Douglas, who was sentenced to life after 3 drug convictions and was just released as a result of the criminal justice reform law signed by President Trump.
The day that I found out, I just cried. I was just overwhelmed. 16 years is a long time, to spend in jail.
Madam President, we have predators on our streets. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. We have no choice but to take them out of society.
Was this bill essentially fueling what we now know as mass incarceration?
There's no question that it fueled it. It incentivized prison construction. It incentivized states to pass more draconian laws. It incentivized states to take away the eligibility for parole. It held this carrot out here for states to, in effect, embrace systems of mass incarceration.
And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. That's the sad truth.
My son, like a lot of people we know at home, had a drug problem. He's overtaken it. He's fixed it. He's worked on it. And I'm proud of him.
I don't care why someone is a malefactor in society. I don't care why someone is antisocial. I don't care why they become a sociopath. We have an obligation to cordon them off from the rest of society.
While President Biden and his family were celebrating July 4th on the Truman balcony, behind the scenes, the Secret Service was investigating the shocking discovery of cocaine just steps from the Oval Office.
God willing, and the creek not rising, hopefully we'll end this kind of debate and decide how we're going to deal with the problem from here on.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.